Yeah, my name is Ben Callison. I am the CEO of Borneo Orangutan Survival UK, which is the UK office in support of the Borneo Orangutan Survival Foundation, located in Indonesia. And our core mission is simple and complex in the same sentence. It's simple in the sense that our primary goal is to save orangutans from extinction. And the complexity of it is the fact that to do that requires so many various programs, so many different types of issues, all the way from rescuing orangutans to working on land conservation, working with local communities. All of these things have to work together to be able to be functional and to be able to be effective. We have a global community of supporters and global offices that all help bring awareness, education, and ideally fundraising to Indonesia so we can accelerate our progress to save the orangutan even faster. To be able to do the work we do requires funds from large amounts of funds. So we have to be able to raise at least $6 million a year, US dollars, to be able to accomplish just our current mission and goals. But obviously we want to expand that. And our donors and our supporters are global, and we have everyone from people just giving £1, £2, £3 a month, all the way up to foundations and corporations that are partnering with us, that see the value of the work we do, see the value of conserving the rainforest. And through that network of people, we're able to not only accomplish our goals, but we're accelerating them to be able to hopefully, again, accelerate orangutan preservation so we can save this majestic species. So yeah, we have a multitude of supporters. Many people adopt. That's kind of a wonderful way for people to give. You can give a monthly gift, again, starting at £3 a month, and you get to follow one of our orangutans that are in our rehabilitation center. They've been orphaned. They've lost their mother. They're going through all of the training that they need to have a wild existence again. So in about 7 to 8 years, it takes for us to get through that training process. And then hopefully if they pass all those necessary skills that they would learn from their mother, we can get them back to the wild and back to the wild population so they can continue to grow their incredible species. So when funds come to us, it's really important for us to make sure that it gets to Indonesia on the ground to be able to make the change that we want to see happen. So when someone donates, it doesn't matter where in the world you're donating, we make sure that those funds, as much as that of your donation as possible, can get over there to Indonesia. So where do they go? For our adoption programs, they go to support over 400 orangutans at our Nira Menteng Center and our Semboja Lestari Rescue Center, located in east and central Kalimantan in Borneo. And those orangutans, many of those are, again, like as I said, they are going through the rehabilitation process in preparation to go back to the wild. We do have many orangutans that either come to us at a latter stage of their life, or they just do not seem to they don't seem capable of learning the necessary skills for the wild, and we're not going to put those back in the wild because we obviously want to make sure that they're protected. So they live a life with us in sanctuary. So they are either on a sanctuary island, which is the ideal, or we do have enclosures for some of the others. And a lot of those have come from repatriated from Thailand and Kuwait and other places. These have been taken illegally over to these countries for the illegal pet trade or entertainment facilities, and because they've been exposed to not only humans and been away from the wild for so long, but they've been exposed to human diseases, meaning that they are now infected with them because they share 97% DNA with us. Therefore, they can contract many of the same things we can, including COVID. And another one, sadly, is human version of tuberculosis. And we could never release that orangutan back into the wild because we could obviously infect wild populations. So many of them live with us in sanctuary. Additionally, we have many of the funds go to our reforestation and preservation and ecosystem conservation projects. So we have over 1.1 million acres of land across Borneo that we manage. Most of that is pristine existing rainforest that we're preserving, protecting, and releasing orangutans to, but we also have a very large site called the Maoas Conservation Area, twice the size of Greater London. It's absolutely massive, and just under half of it was destroyed by a massive fire after deforestation unfortunately took out the whole peatland swamp, and the peat caught on fire. So we're reforesting that now. But the pristine side of that site is home to about 2,500 wild orangutans. So we make sure that we are protecting that population and growing it back as we reforest the degraded side. So I met Rob when I was at a club in London. I was there for a meeting, and he stepped over and said, "Well, I hate to be rude, but I overheard your conversation, and just thought that the whole work that you do with orangutans is fascinating. And I don't know if there is, but hopefully there's a potential collaboration between what you're doing and what we're doing at GoodFX." And so that started a conversation and a couple of cups of tea. And at the end of that conversation, we did realize that there was such a wonderful way in which GoodFX could help us get these funds from the UK over to Indonesia in the most impactful, fee reduced way, and then also the GoodFX model being what it is, that they're kicking back a little bit of those fees that they accrue back to our work. So it just felt like a win-win, and I've been very honored to get on board with GoodFX. We absolutely love the platform, so much so that we've promoted it out to our other global partners, and there are ongoing talks to hopefully get many of our other partners that are eligible to be on the program to sign up as well. Since signing up with GoodFX, it's been an incredible experience. Our work, the fact that it is in Indonesia, obviously required many checks and balances to be able to get signed up through the payment processor, the international payment processor. And I got to say, Rob and his team were excellent in helping us through that entire process, and really pushing to make sure that that was happening on their end, getting us all the information we needed, helping us through the documentation that we needed to provide. So that whole onboarding process couldn't have gone better, but could have been very complex without GoodFX's support. And then since being on the platform, it's been wonderful. We've done a few transfers now, and one for some reason was being held up. I emailed Rob, and within 5 minutes it was resolved and the money was going. So I can't fault it in any way. It's been an incredible experience so far. For anyone that is considering selecting a charity, of course, there are a myriad of wonderful causes out there. But we have a real opportunity at this moment to save the orangutan. There are many species that are on the brink of extinction, and orangutans are right there as well. But the Indonesian government is committed to making sure that we save the orangutan, and with their support, we are working together to solve this. And so it is a solvable solution, but we are in a critical moment. So supporting orangutan conservation is vital at this moment, and also they share. These species are the gardeners of the rainforest. They're keystone species of the rainforest. And when you protect orangutans, you're protecting millions, literally millions of other species that live in the rainforest with them. These are the biohavens of conservation around the world, these rainforests. And not only are they biohavens for conservation, they're biohavens for carbon. And we all know that the climate crisis. So you are really being able to solve so many issues by supporting our work, and we hope you do.